Yo, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Now, you might be wondering, why did I title the video the way I did? And Meet Kevin, if you are watching this, guys, tag Meet Kevin down below. Meet Kevin posted a video today that states Amazon bailing out AMC and Ape Moon versus bankruptcy. Now, I'm not telling you to go over to his channel and bash Meet Kevin. I actually like Meet Kevin a lot, and I like his videos. They're very informative. As many of you know, Meet Kevin sold his ape early on. He had reasons to do so, but that's beyond the fact. So he put out this video, pretty much went over the fundamentals with Ape and AMC, and showed that things are ultimately just not looking good. And I want to just put out this message at the beginning of the video so that Meet Kevin, if you do play this, you can click off right after this. All I ask you to do, since you have a huge audience and a huge say on YouTube and you are in the political space, all I ask you to do is listen to some shareholders of AMC and Gamestop, let them bring data to you, and I beg you to just expose a little bit of corruption instead of going based off of fundamentals just for a little bit. If you can make a video on that, that would be super dope, and I guarantee you that your perspective will change on the outlook on AMC and Ape. Without further ado, guys, let's get right into the video. We have some stuff to talk about. Happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully all is well. I'm gonna roll that intro. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so over here on Stonko Tracker, it shows that there's 2.2 million shares available to borrow on Gamestop, and almost 59% of the free float is DRS'd. However, one thing is bothering me, and that the fee is 7.6% for an average cost to borrow fee for these 2 million shares left that are available to borrow against the stock, according to Stonko Tracker, right? Whether this info is a little bit off, it's still somewhat accurate to a point. And we know that the FTX tokenized security on AMC was heavily inflated, and it kind of gave the brokers the go-ahead to let more shares greater than the float be shorted, because there was never a cap on how high the supply could go on a tokenized stock. But what it did was triggered the broker to say, okay, I can locate more shares, therefore, sure, go ahead, keep shorting the stock down, which even at 100% utilization was bringing the cost to borrow fee down day by day, and ultimately just keeping it low on AMC and Gamestop. Well, beyond the whole FTX thing, we have to figure out what's going to happen with that, what's going to happen with retail's money, with the share price. It seems as if right now that they are not giving FTX any sort of consequence, but I wanted to point out this fee, okay? So this fee is super low on Gamestop, and I don't like it. Well, I found another tokenized security on the most active tokenized exchange right now, and that is DeFi Chain. And if you take a look at the chart, right, just basic understanding, you're not going to see much. You're going to see, okay, the split happened, there was a huge drop in price, not a lot of volume is traded, right? But if you come over here on the right, this is something I want to pay attention to. So this is all-time low, all-time high, and if you take a look at the all-time high, you're going to see that the all-time high for the tokenized stock was 196.52 cents. So we're going to do 196.52 divided by 4, and you get $49.13. Now, if you pop over here to the charts, the last time we were at $49.13 was right here, April 1st, and you can see that on the DeFi platform, April 1st, 2022, 8 months ago. Now, this is interesting because it's actually right where the OBV, the on-balance volume indicator, lays, which kind of gives you an idea where shareholders are holding the stock. And this kind of pushes the narrative that, okay, they had no more shares available to short. The actual price would have been around $49.13, and then they started abusing this tokenized stock in a way to further suppress the price of AMC and Gamestop. We know there was a problem with eToro with AMC and Gamestop, and this is another exchange that allowed the trade of Gamestop tokenized stock. These two DeFi chain markets right here. And again, on all of these platforms right now, there's no total supply, no circulating supply. They don't give you these answers. It's just a question mark. There's no market cap. And essentially, this is still being traded till this day, till this moment in time. Let's move on. Sam Bankman-Fried to speak at New York Times DealBook Summit. FTX founder has limited his public appearances in recent weeks. No shit, he's limited his public appearances in recent weeks. This guy should be in jail. He shouldn't have any public appearance. But again, what say do we have as the little guy? Now, this article was posted. This says AMC stock breakdown. Is this meme stock a financial winner? Now, I read this entire article, and they pretty much go on to say that retail is brilliant. They're genius. They saved AMC as a company. AMC. AMC has slightly been doing well, but they have some things to work on, and then finally you come down to the bottom line. And all they say is that pretty much AMC will probably never reach the highs that it did. Although other Forbes articles the past couple weeks have been stating, is another AMC short squeeze coming? Is a GameStop short squeeze coming? And all of these other news outlets are pushing that a short squeeze is over the horizon. Also, based off of the chart setup, it looks to me that we are going to run next week. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and this could definitely go south, especially if they are issuing more tokenized stock on other platforms, which brings me to look at the cost to borrow fee on AMC. It's now at 39%. It did drop more, but it seems like it's dropping at a much slower rate. Again, this was the main thing I wanted to pay attention to, because this shows me that they find another loophole if the cost to borrow starts to drop again. I need to see cost to borrow stay up on AMC, and that is something I'm going to be looking for come Tuesday next week when the market is open. I'm not actually positive if it's open on Cyber Monday. Should have that information after this video. I just did not look. Everything is coming together. So we've been talking about CBDCs and how pilots have been issued by certain countries to launch CBDCs, but now House Rep Alan S. has purchased over 50 million in treasury bonds. On November 8th, Ghana plans to buy oil with gold instead of US dollars. Everything is happening right now, and I'm gonna play this clip for you guys. Don't click off the video. This kind of leads me more bearish onto the market, which in my opinion will be good for AMC, even if shorts do make money. I think the market has more downside come December and 2023.
Are you long the market overall here? Are you short the market? What do you think about these wild swings we've seen?
Becky, I'd be more inclined to be short than long here. I mean, if you have a intermediate to longer term perspective, which means months to a year, something along those lines. And next week or so, the Lord only knows. I think there's been a big short covering rally, but I think the fundamentals are really setting up for more. Certainly more volatility, and I would say probably a lower S&P 500 when all said and done. If you look at profits, economic growth, the Fed, monetary conditions, all the rest of it, I still think it's a very tough setup.
Are you concerned about things getting stretched in the market, things getting broken, or you're just looking at this from the Fed not being done with raising rates and the market just getting hopeful about that being the narrative here?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing I would say is it's a strange circumstance when people are praying for a financial crisis to get bullish on equities. I think that's worked. I mean, that has worked. You can't blame people. But I think the problem now is that inflation is sufficiently high and stubbornly high enough so that the Fed, I just want to say to investors, it's not about you. The Fed, I think right now, they've made it clear their focus is on price stability. They got started a little too late after the pandemic, and now the main focus, really, they have a single mandate, which is to get back to lower inflation. And so wherever the chips may fall as far as the financial markets, I think is where they're going to fall. The thing that you have not seen yet, if you think there's a decent possibility of recession in the next 2 years, which we do, have been lower earnings. And so in a typical recession, earnings fall 30% on average. Median is 22%. That would give you earnings per share in the S&P 500 of about $200. And you could do the math in terms of whatever multiple you think that is, 15 times, 16 times. But that gives you something more like 3,000 to 3,200 on the S&P 500. We're not going to get there all at once. But to me, that's kind of where the trend is until I see some sort of meaningful change in the basic building blocks of what drives shareholder value.
Also, guys, just to add on, there was a 4 million buy order on Ape yesterday, but this is something that's really interesting. So we saw this parallel channel ping-ponging back and forth. Ultimately is what we thought is going to push Ape into the ground, and we finally broke out of this channel and notice that we're staying sort of flat around $1.16 as a low. Well, if you take a look at the on-balance volume indicator, take a look at this sell-off right here. You didn't actually see the sell-off correlating over to the chart and the price as you would necessarily on an on-balance volume indicator. But what this shows is that essentially people are probably selling their ape, which is really interesting. But beyond that factor, looking at institutions, it says they own a decent amount of ape. I believe over 1.5 million shares or something along those lines. So whatever is going on behind the scenes, it doesn't add up. But what is standing out to me is that we may or may not have found a low on ape. Cross your fingers, we did break out of the parallel channel and the on-balance volume is not reflecting the price anymore. So what do you guys think? Did we hit a bottom on ape? Guys, I'm having a huge Black Friday sale. Everything is cheap, so make sure to get your full-time trader merch and your AMC merch in the shop, link down below. I'm gonna pop on the screen some dope new items that we have in the shop, and I'm gonna tell you which ones I'm personally ordering. So this is a shop right here. It's honestly pretty clean. Right now, this pink ape tee has been sitting in the store for quite a while. It is on sale for $17.99. You guys can see I have it right here in white. It's actually the one I'm wearing. Very great material, very great quality. Finally, we have the Full-Time Trader mouse pad with the custom logo that I've created, the Full-Time Trader mug, which I'm going to pop on the screen and do a 3D preview for you guys. These are literally so sick if you guys drink coffee in the morning. You have the Degenerate hat, the Support beanie, the Lottery Stocks beanie, the AMC Champion jacket in plenty of colorways. I personally like the ice blue colorway, the Full-Time Trader hoodie, and finally the Full-Time Trader t-shirt. I'm going to post a picture of what the back looks like of this. This is beyond my favorite item in the store right now, and I personally ordered a shirt for myself. So again, guys, that link will be linked in the description. Just press read more under the video and make sure to go shop for Black Friday and get your family some Christmas gifts, and also just get yourself some Christmas gifts. Also, if you want a chance to win $60,000 and up to 15 free stocks, hit the link. I'm going to leave it pinned in the top of comments and linked in the description to download Moomoo, sign up, and deposit at least $1. It's a super dope trading platform. You can see where whales are loading up and dropping off with free level 2 order book data, something that you actually have to pay for on Webull, and you will also get access to a bunch of dope other stuff. But this video is probably going on longer than I'd like it to. Again, that link will be pinned in the description and linked in the top of comments. Love you all, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Thankful for all of you and where this channel has come. I couldn't have done it without you. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.